Hey, I am so glad that you are here joining me for your weekly Kiss from Kristen. I'm Kristen Wood, and I'm your favorite body wellness coach. And I show up weekly to give you a keep it super simple tip. This is something that when you take this away and you implement it with consistency, you're going to start to see a change in your weight and your wellness. So I've heard it said that if you share a problem more than twice without taking action to fix it, you're not looking for a solution. You're looking for attention. Now, that hurts. I get it. That hits you. That's like, oh, how many times a day am I doing that? It's tough love. But where are you giving more energy to the problem than the solution? That's what I want to talk about today, is how to know when you are spending all your time, your energy, your emotions on the problem, and how to be able to shift into a more solution focused mindset. Because what would happen to your weight if you applied solution focused attention to your weight problem? What would happen? What gets to happen at that point? So every problem has a solution, and typically there are multiple solutions to the same problem. You know, if you want 4, you can put 2 and 2 together. You can put 1 and 3 together. You still get 4. So there's always multiple ways that you can solve the problem. But solutions don't just come out of thin air. You have got to think them. You've got to create them. So you've got to be in that mindset of looking for the solution. So I can see this in my own life. In late October of 21, I had rotator cuff repair. And I went into it totally Pollyanna. I know I did. I thought I was Superwoman and this was not going to be any big deal. I would recover, within a week I would be good. Well, that was a far cry from the truth. And a couple days in, I was doing nothing but whining and complaining to anyone that would listen. And I didn't even care if you listened. I was still going to whine and complain to you. And it was bad. I was not used to living my life with one arm. I did not know how to do anything. I couldn't do anything for myself. And I am not the kind of person that asks for help. I am not dependent on other people. I'm a do-it-myself kind of girl. So after a few days, I was really getting depressed. I was getting pretty down on myself. And I was like, this isn't me. This isn't how I do things. What am I going to do to move forward? So I got into the solution-focused mindset. And for me, I went to YouTube. I thought surely somebody else has been through this. Went to YouTube, found a lovely lady that has one arm, and she has all kinds of videos on how to do everything one-handed. So she taught me how to pull my pants up, how to put a bra on, how to do something with my hair. She has videos for everything, and it was such a help. But I had to go look for that solution. I had to find it. Maybe you are wanting to lose weight, but you've tried things and they don't work. You've tried things and the weight comes back. You just don't know where to go, what to do, what's the first step. If that's the case, what are you doing to look for a solution? I've got one right here for you. Coming up June 27th, and the time to get in is now. I'm doing a Keys to Your Weight Loss That Lasts experience. This is a 3-part experience where you get to really see what working with a coach one-on-one, what that feels like. You also get to experience what a group feels like. And the women that are going through this, they are leaving the end of this experience knowing what their next best step is. They're going to know a solid plan for how they're going to go forward with their weight loss. So it's only open to 20. It's over half full now. So if you're looking for a solution, you might want to get in on that while there's still a spot. I think I've left a link in the comments so you can go get started, or message me if you've got more comments or questions about it. But when I was stuck in that problem mindset and just focusing and complaining, I wasn't getting anywhere. I wasn't getting any better. And that is how everything in life goes. All your problems, when you're focused on the problem, you're not moving forward. You're not making progress. You're actually like that complaining is really just justification that why you're in the problem. It's validation that you know it's happening to you. It's just the validation, the justification. It's proving that you have this problem. And yeah, you may, but the only way you're going to get out of it is to focus on the solution. So here's a tidbit. It is a scientific fact that emotions only have a lifespan of 90 seconds. 90 seconds. So if it's good, we want it longer. But most of the emotions that we don't want to feel are around something negative. And why do those seem to last all day long sometimes? I'll tell you, it's because you're fueling that emotion with your thoughts. You're giving it energy. What you need to rewire yourself to do is when you feel this emotion and it's negative, what's your part in that? Do you play a role? What can you do to solve that, to move through it? As soon as you start moving towards the solution, you take the fuel away from the negative and you put the fuel towards the positive. And that is a powerful place to be. That's where you feel in control, where you don't have to be anxious about what's going to happen because you are looking at the solution. So when you're in the focused on the problem mindset, you're going to recognize that as you're going to be complaining, you're going to be whining, you're going to be justifying why you're in the struggle. What are the details? How did this happen? Kind of a blame type thing. You're going to be stressing about what the future is going to be. So when you're feeling those things, when you notice that, it's time to ask, what is my role? What is my role in the solution? We're always part of the problem too. So what's your part in the problem and what's your part in the solution? The solution, it is just a decision. It's a choice that you're going to take an action that is going to make a difference in the outcome. So what's your solution? Now, what does this look like around a diet? You're wanting to lose weight. What does this look like? Well, I'm going to give you a personal, for me, what this looks like. I do really well with maintaining my weight. And sometimes I get a little cocky with it, and I think I don't really have to pay that close of attention to portions. And all of a sudden, I'll realize that, oh, the scale kind of, it bounces back and forth between a few numbers, but then all of a sudden it's bouncing a little higher. What did I change? What did I do? And I can start to see that the problem is that my portions are growing. And they just grow slightly and slightly and slightly, and then all of a sudden, it's like I'm eating way too much. I'm noticing that I'm eating way past being full, and then I can quickly just back that back down. So how am I going to solve that problem of following larger portions? Well, for me, the solution that I'll go to is I'll go back to using a small plate. Just using a smaller plate that looks like I've got more food. Put my food on that, eat it, and be done. If that's not cutting it, sometimes I will, everybody gets their meal, what they want, and then I will put the rest of the food away. portion it out in leftovers, cover it up, put it away so it's out of sight, so I don't feel the need to go back and get seconds. I don't feel a need to clean it up and to have another bite or two of everything. You know, maybe I have a client that has said that after, what she's doing is after a meal, she goes and brushes her teeth, because just the residue that's in her mouth makes her feel like, oh, I need something else to change the flavor that I have, and so she'll want to go get a dessert or an extra little treat. So just brushing her teeth is the signal that she's done. So there's many ways that you could address the problem of portion size. You have to find what works for you, what clicks and feels like a plan. But I really want you to take away from this tip to start noticing. And I think you will. I think once you've heard that if you share a problem more than twice without taking action to fix it, you're not looking for a solution, you're looking for attention. And maybe that looking for attention is part of the reason that maybe you use food to soothe you. So maybe that is part of the whole twisted, tangled knot of your weight issues. But you'll start to notice that, okay, I've said this more than a couple times. I hear people say all the time, well, I can't lose the weight because I'm in menopause. I can't lose the weight because my husband. I can't lose the weight because I'm running after my kids and we're always eating fast food. There's so many of these reasons, and you give them so many times, you're just justifying the solution or justifying the problem, giving the problem all the power. And we want the solution to take the power back. So notice where you're doing this, where you're giving your power away to the problem. And if you need a solution for your weight, I highly encourage you to grab up one of the last few open spots in the Keys to Weight Loss That Last, and let's get a plan. Let's give you some ideas for solutions. And I will see you next week with another Kiss from Kristen. Bye-bye.